Hey everybody, my name is Anisha and I am the host of the 5 Years to 40 podcast, and I'm back for another review of Ready to Love. Now, if you're new to the channel, welcome. Thank you for subscribing. I have a podcast that is dedicated to millennials. We talk about relationships, careers, finances, and our health. So if that's something you'd like to know more about, please be sure to check out the earlier episodes that I did. There's playlists for health, playlists for relationships, playlists for finances, and so on and so forth. Anyhow, I'm here tonight to do a review of the Ready to Love series, and we are on episode 3, and the season is definitely picking up. Okay, so in this episode, it opens on the day after the mix and mingle. So the last episode, they all got together and they kind of feel each other. 2 guys got eliminated. 2 really, I think, decent guys, but they say this is what they're here for. They're here to find love quickly. So whatever, let's see how that goes. Right. Honestly, everybody looks kind of tired. I think because they've been doing a lot. The mixer would have taken a lot out of them. They were drinking. So they had to get up early and go to this brunch. So yeah, they'll probably be a little jagged for real. Everybody looks good. I think the winners in terms of the women especially was Chrysanthemum. She had this beige little thing and she looked very brunchy and sporty. So yeah, she had it in terms of style. Ida did well as I think. Yeah, Ida did well. And Trust Love, my sweetheart, did look really nice. She had on red. She was looking really good. Now, the person who said that the most stylish is Alexis, and she said she's a fashionista, whatever. I'm still waiting to see her fashion, so maybe that will come in later in the show. I'm hoping. We gotta keep our hopes up, right? All right, so Alexis, I don't know, girl. Let's see. Tommy announces whenever he welcomes everybody's like, oh, you know, the guys who remain say thanks, whatnot, and then he tells them someone will leave after the end of this brunch. So everybody started to get tense. Miss Alexis, again, the extra most competitive one. If you looked at my first, when we had meet the singles, I said she was gonna be trouble. She's gonna give those girls a run for her money, and she's showing up on, she's ticking off all the boxes, like calm down. But anyhow, so she's like, oh my lord, I don't know what's gonna happen. Anyhow, so yeah, so that's everybody started acting a little nervous, the females, because you know that means somebody gotta go home. Then we started to see them mingle. Tresla shared that she was in comedy. She talked to somebody about that, and she said she doesn't really like to talk about being a comedian to guys she's interested in, because that kind of makes them start joking around with her and not take her serious, and then she becomes everybody's good friend. She gets friend zoned really easily because she's a comedian. So I think that's really unfortunate, because guys should want, I mean, I think I have a pretty good understanding of men, but that part I don't understand, because why would you want to be with a woman who doesn't make you feel happy or make you, you know, make you feel at ease? Men are strange. We're still learning all about them, the strange species, but let's see. Then Troy starts mingling with the ladies. Troy is a moron, and I said this from the very beginning. Like he starts going around telling everybody that he saw them from the minute you walk into the room. He had all that good energy, and I was so interested in you, and you know you're my number one. So he told Alexis this, Chrysanthemum this, and what's her name with the locks, Amber this. Alexis, as much as she does kind of get, you know, acts up, she said that she called him on bullshit once. She's like, she's like, nah, I don't think he's really serious. So she didn't take him too serious, at least so she says to the camera. But the camera, you know, let's see what goes on. The final analysis destroys an idiot. So let's see how long he stays. I hope the next elimination he goes, because this guy is a whole work. Oh my gosh. And then we see the rest of them mingling, and Ida started to petition to go home because everything she was doing pointed to her wanting to go home. She was not mingling with the men. She said she was interested in Ron from the night before, and she wanted to see him. When she came, he was talking to somebody else. She'd go and do something else. If he's even talking to somebody else, you could interrupt the person, you could hang around and see and get his attention, but instead she goes and eats food. And then she starts storming. In the Caribbean, we say storming when somebody just show up at a party that they're not invited to. Yeah. So she starts storming all of Stacey's dates. Like, what the hell? Like, Stacey was sitting talking with David. Ida just got and stood up with her people. I'm like, what kind of editing happened here? Like, was that really what she was doing? And later, Stacey was sitting talking with AJ, and she just go and sit down next to them again. I'm like, girl, I do believe maybe she kind of feel comfortable around Stacey, so she kind of go where she feels safe. I think it was more of a safety thing than a crashing thing. But she was really nervous. From the first episode I saw that she was very nervous. And later in the episode, Dietrich Paw talked to her, and you could have seen that it was nervousness that got her eliminated in the end. But she was looking to leave, basically, because the behavior was not consistent with somebody who wanted to stay. She wasn't talking to anybody or making any connection, and that was the point of this, right? So KJ and Amber talks, and she tells him that she agreed with his perspective versus Naya, when she said that the man has to take all the responsibility for the bills, and Amber is saying, well, people should be able to split bills because we're in a relationship and we should go half on things, otherwise we can't thrive. And personally, that's something I agree with. A guy should pay bills, absolutely, but if there are things that we invested in things, and we invested in businesses and whatnot, and otherwise, yeah, we should be doing that. And I'm working, why wouldn't I be able to assist? She crashed the conversation. Then they have David, Benicia, Tressler. David says that he practices abstinence. And again, and I mean no offense for saying this is all jokes, because I don't know the people. I'm just saying based on the impression that they're giving me. David gives some serious serial killer vibes, serial killer / stalker vibes. I don't like how he comes across as Mr. Perfect, and the women should have high standards ish is a bag of BS to me. So he's talking about he practices abstinence, but that's your take on life. But don't use it as a thing to measure the quality of a woman, because I know a lot of women who come across as though they are so perfect and so angelic, and is the kind of angel is, right? They so high standards, and then you can't stay in the house with them. So like, stop the bull, stop it, just stop the ish. He really anyhow, so Tressa's like flat out, no, hell no, she's not prepared to do that. So no, they're not gonna be together. And then he says, oh, you know, he didn't realize she was so funny, she's a real homegirl. I'm like, shut up, homegirl or not, she wanna be with you. You're too fake. Anyhow, Dietrich then, Pawpaw, as Stacey calls him, and Tressler, it's the right name for him, Pawpaw, because your granddaddy. Pawpaw tries to connect with Ida. Ida blows it again. No, the truth is, I think that that part was really heavily edited, because just how the conversation flowed, it didn't make sense. Like nothing at the end of the piece, their little segment, nothing made sense. Nothing was clear about what they're saying, except the only thing that was clear is that Ida was after that conversation, because she's like, I'm telling you, I want you to cook for me, I want you to cook oxtails for me, I want you to read my mind, and then like all over the place. So like, no sis, that wasn't gonna work. That was the only thing clear. She was going home after the brunch. She was a girl. She chose herself. And sure enough, she did. At that point, Tommy comes in, the decision has to be made, and Ida had to go home. And when Ida went, she went kind of, she did a semi-Naya, because she was out there cussing and saying, y'all send me home, and y'all say y'all sorry, that thing, and y'all send me home, and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, go home, stop the drinking, and go home. Just, you know, rest it out, watch like everybody else, start a review. It's all good. You had more than 15 minutes. Move on. So Tommy ends the brunch by saying, you know, go and start some old-fashioned dating. Point of, let me just raise a point here right now. This is the 3rd episode, and I've not seen Tommy's wife come back. So I'm not thrilled about that at all. I was like, I thought she was gonna be in the mix. And how, you know, Tommy does sit down with the women, she would sit down with the men and have a more integral part of this, so we can get some more female perspective. But she just seemed to have shown up for the first part and to announce Chris was coming back on, and that is it. And it's a little, I feel a type of way about it. I was very enthusiastic about having some female perspective on the show. Alright, so let's keep on going. Anyhow, so they're out dating. AJ and Alexis goes on a date. That's the first couple that goes on a date. I have to give him props for the place that he chose, because he chose a candle making store and they were making candles together. I thought it was a little, you know, that's a nice date idea, romantic, and you get to talk, because you know sometimes you go on dates and you don't really get to talk, or you're at a dinner and you're kind of feeling awkward because all you're doing is eating and talking. But they're doing something, so it will encourage conversation and help them to relax. Now I try to remember that they probably were on a date for 2 hours and this was edited down to 5 minutes, so I understand that there may have been things that we missed, but the highlight from what I saw is that Alexis spent a lot of time talking in innuendos. She really hypersexed the conversation. She was all over, just too much hints, too much strong hints, you know, sex hints. It was too much. It wasn't tasteful at all. And he, in his confessional, did say that he wasn't impressed with it. He wasn't comfortable. He was there to find a wife, and the way she was fawning over him, I guess, just he didn't really like it. And it was, I mean, I get that you like a guy. You could tell a guy, you know, certain parts of him is nice, and you like his beard. I could see you saying to somebody that you like their beard. I mean, I tell people I don't like I like their beard. I like to see bearded men. I think it's a nice look. But you don't have to be like all over the person, and you tell him, okay, you tell him you like his beard, you tell him you like his color, you tell him you like his head, you tell him oh my God, stop it, Alexis, stop it already. Okay, it is singing desperado. I'm gonna call her that going forward. Anyhow, she was doing too much. I really didn't like it. I think people could be flirty, but don't be trashy about it. Anyhow, the next date was, I had ew for Alexis dates. Anyhow, so the next people were Kira and Jason, and I like the connection that they have. I personally don't think he's a great person for her, because he seems like he might still be nursing wounds from that really bad relationship that person he was going to be engaged to, and he might have trust issues that he's going to carry into the relationship that she has. And she's a free spirit. Like she said it in the Meet the Singles, that she gets turned up. So she and her girlfriends would go out, they would travel, they would do exciting things, and he would have issues because if his girlfriend would have cheated on him, maybe there's a lot of things that could transfer, and he might want to clip Kira's wings. So that's my kind of concern with that. While I think he's a decent person, he goes to school, he teaches school, so I have respect for teachers. My concern would be how he would deal with someone that's free, open, liberal, powerful, independent, beautiful, strong woman as she is. How are you going to cope with his must-have insecurities from the last situation that he was in? So we'll see how that goes. We shall see. But she said, I really like that he was very vulnerable and open, and she seemed to have like that too. She said that he said that he would have suffered from depression. So black man talking about depression on TV, I give him props, you know, even if he was trying to, even if it's, you know, to bring a sad story, regardless, I have mad respect for that. I have real respect for him for bringing that out. And she responded to it because she said that she had a family member who she may have lost or something pretty tragic because they suffer from depression. Depression is real, guys, and let me just put a point in here right now that do not be afraid to go to therapy. Like, therapy really helps. Having somebody talk out the things that's going on in your head is life-changing. I'm a strong advocate for therapy, and I would say go to therapy when you need it. It really makes a difference in your life. So anyhow, let me continue. The next date was the art and wine, and again, I love the idea of it. We have something similar in Grenada, sip and wine, and I really should go to one of those. Every Monday happens. I'm like, oh, I should go, and I never make the time, but I'm gonna go after seeing this on TV. I'm gonna make the time and go. It was really nice. So while there, Andrea decides that she likes Troy. So you see, Andrea has been out of the dating game for far too long, because Andrea is actually really liking Troy, and Troy is a moron. Again, Troy is a moron. Like, I don't have another word for him. And she's like, oh, he's nice, and they will travel together. And Troy telling every woman anything that looked like it have on a skirt that they will travel and be together. Oh, poor girl. I like the energy I saw between Joel and Liz, and I really like Vernicia, but I can see Liz and Joel together too. But Joel is like, he epitomizes being a gentleman, because he likes Liz and he likes Vernicia, but he's talking to Vernicia, but he's talking to Liz, like for the most of the date he was talking to Liz, but you know, he goes around and he asks Vernicia how she's doing and whatnot, because they know that they like each other, that's what they're here for. I thought it was so respectful. He's a man. He's a man, I'm telling you. Let me see. David was also talking to Vernicia, but David, go home. So yeah. So let's see. Amber, Miss Powerhouse of a woman, must have really liked Troy, but Troy was all over Andrea for the whole night and kissing her. He is too comfortable. He has a very shallow understanding of personal space. He doesn't quite get it. He's 51 and he behaves like preschooler. Like it's too much. The PDA is too much. But she was upset because he was giving Andrea, the snooze, more attention than her. So she was out. Amber is a powerhouse. She's out. She tapped out. Right? But yeah, so that was that. Let's see. Then they move on to the cook dates, where, let me see, there was Daedric, Alexis, Stacy, AJ, Chris, and Kira, yeah, that's about them. I liked the banter I saw with all of them, all of the singles. Stacy was very thoughtful. So you can see Stacy as a mom. She remembered like all the important stuff. She remembered that AJ doesn't eat meat, and you could see that he was actually genuinely touched by that. Men like to pay attention to the women who, you know, cater for, and she's a cater for you kind of girl. You can see that, like she's a, you know, the ride or die kind of chick. So I think AJ and Stacey things might go on between them because they have genuine nice synergy. Alexis was out here talking again, loud, competitive, having a whole set of, again, this oversexed innuendo stuff. Like, my gosh, stop it. This macaroni and cheese, there's no need to make it soft porn. It's macaroni and cheese, stop it. So but this is what she was doing, and two of the guys kind of was giving eyes like it was, they wanted her to kind of tone it down, but this is Alexis, Alexis fly Alexis, so this is what she does. Then let's see, Tressler liked Dedrick, so she started talking to him, and apparently when they at the mixer, she asked him if he might have been interested in her, and he said he likes slimmer girls, so she brushed it off. But I could see him getting to like her because he's a cook, right? And she cooks well, and men like to be appreciated. So if you're a cook and you have a woman who cooks well and likes to eat, he gonna more than likely be attracted to her because she would be, you know, eating the things that he cook and like liking his recipes and not wanting him to take the butter out of it like some women like. So I think they might have some, they might get some stuff out of that relationship. But I really like the banter between them. He did tell her that he really liked her personality, and she thought she didn't like that because she said, you know, personality, men don't look at personality. But I like Russell. I have to disagree. I think that if a guy likes you for his personality, for your personality, he's winning. My personality is my I just realized that this mic wasn't plugged on the whole time. My personality, I believe, is my best feature. So whoever don't like it, too bad. Anyhow, so moving on. Chris was upset that he was talking to Stacey and Stacey left him and go to talk to somebody else. But I'm like, Chris, stop. Like, I don't really know how much people he thinks he will get in this whole thing. I don't even know why he's back. I said that already, but anyhow, moving on. So let's see, guys. Then they went to the guys go back into the room with Tommy. So they're talking about the things that they're doing, and talking about the women to be eliminated. There's 2 women down on the bottom. How did they select that and to go forward? So the guys have to get sappy, well, not sappy, but it's very nice to see men in their emotions. Jason had helped. Jason had needed help from Joel. He helped him. They started, anyway, Joel was overcome with tears. He started crying, blah, blah, blah. It was very beautiful. And Joel did say that, you know, apart from finding love with women, it's good if they develop a brotherhood as well. And I'm all for that. I think if men have more positive reinforcement around them, they have more, if they have exposure to men who genuinely care about each other, we could change the world. Like, men need that because women have sisterhoods. Women have sisterhoods that help them to thrive and support them, and men need that, like not feeling like they're in competition with each other, but in a safe space. So if it was part of what Will Packard wanted to advocate for when he put that piece of clip in, I see you, Will, and I appreciate you for doing it. I like it. Anyhow, so they go through the whole thing, and different guys have different opinions about different women. In the bottom, some strange people, because Andrea, Stacey, Chrysanthemum, Kira, Tressler. So weird. But in the end, the guys end up deciding on Andrea and Tressler. Andrea because Andrea is a snore, definitely a snore. Tressler because a lot of the guys were saying that she's more of a home girl. They friend zone her instead of, they couldn't see themselves dating her. But Dedrick fought for her. 1 or 2 things here. Either Dedrick knows that she like him, so she'll keep him in the game a long time. So he's doing it, so he's that calculated, or he actually likes her. I hope it's the second one. I hope he actually like her, not that he's trying to use her as a pawn. I'd be very pissed off at him, because remember up front I didn't really like him, but as I'm watching him, you know, unfold, he's not as disgusting. I mean, he had not like David, who my mind has not changed about. There's space for Pawpaw in my heart. I hope he does win. And then, yeah, so it ends up being Andrea and Dressler. Jason talks with Andrea. She's like, oh, she can see why, because she didn't really connect with people. Blah, blah, blah. She takes it with Margarita. Yeah, she chatted with a drink, and she was good. Dressler, the conversation she had with Dietrich was really nice, and I think that they will have some future dates, so it's very encouraged. And yeah, that was it. That was a good episode. I always enjoy the show, but I like this season a lot. And coming up, I'm seeing a lot of drama, a lot of kissing, plenty. Everybody kissing up each other. Boy, wee. I see Alexis pulling Troy, and she's telling him about if he's dating her, he's dating her. And Alexis doesn't realize it's a dating show, so he can't be dating her. That's not how it works. I see David the serial killer doesn't want anybody to leave him. I was like, yes. And I can see what I've been saying from the beginning. The guy has serious stalker vibes. Stalker vibes. Okay. But anyhow, we'll see how that goes. I'm excited about Friday. So I hope you enjoyed the review. If you did, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for listening and viewing, and let me know what you guys think. Like, what are your thoughts on David? Do you think Dressler and Dietrich is a good mix? Like, you think they would make it work? Because she has such beautiful vibes. I don't want her to get messed up at all. But anyway, so let me know who you all think will work together. I'm for Liz and Joel. I'm for Venetia and Joel. I think Kira and AJ might make a attack back, because you know they knew each other before. And who are the couples I see forming? Anyway, so let me know what your bets are. Let me know what your thoughts are, and we could compare it when the season comes to end. We could see who say and how close we were to betting. All right, I love you guys so much for looking at this, and for sharing it with your friends, and for giving me feedback, and for just being here. All right, take care of all yourself. Be good. Wear a mask. Keep taking care of each other, and keep doing the most. Bye.